The party never ends is starting to feel a little bit more like the party never starts. It's been almost 3 years since fans have been waiting for this new Juice album, and it's still not here, but we have some huge news on our hands in the coming months, so let's talk about it. I can't even get into how long I personally have been waiting for this album. And when this year's Juice WRLD Day went on and all the news surrounding that, I realized that this last album released by the label Fighting Demons came out 2 years ago. Like Legends Never Die came out in 2020, Juice passed in 2019. It's been 4 years since all of that, and it's just surreal that it's actually been that long. And before we get to the big news, like and subscribe if you're new. I'm a small channel and your support does more than you can imagine. We're super close to 20K and I really do think that we can hit that shit by the end of the year. So like and subscribe, it would mean the world. Alright, I'll stop yapping. Like I mentioned earlier, to get onto some good news, we are finally getting The Party Never Ends. Hopefully. So originally we were promised this album by the end of 2023, and with Juice WRLD Day happening recently and no release date, it's not looking good for a 2023 drop date. If you didn't know, we did get a single though, Lace It, featuring Eminem, which a lot of people are hating on the feature, but Juice's mom spoke about how he loved Eminem and would always listen to him, so I think it's good to have him on there, and especially when Eminem struggled with addiction, a common theme with rappers that might stop cases like Juice WRLD from happening in the future. But to get back to the big news, his mom announced at Juice WRLD Day that The Party Never Ends is coming, and just like I said, definitely not in 2023. The album is apparently set to drop at the top of next year, and I'm just assuming the top means like first quarter, which would be like January to March. Here's the clip where that is said.
Y'all be complaining, begging for the news to stand and support it. Let's get this Party Never Ends out at the top of the year. How about that?
Now the issue with this is there's been so many times when things like this happen and Juice's label was supposed to drop this album. Like I said earlier, fans were wanting this in 2020 when that album came out, and then it was also supposed to drop at the end of this year, and I could go on. There were a ton more fake release dates that were different from these two. So what makes this one the one? Because with what's happened in the past, it's not very believable until you really see the album in your Spotify with your own eyes, really. And why would they say this in a very like, oh yeah, like this is coming by the way, like they just like glaze right past it and like barely even talk about it. It just makes like no sense at all. And that's me looking at it from like my pessimistic side. But if you guys watch, you know that I'm a pretty positive guy. I'm very glass half full. So let's look at it from that angle for a second. So what do we have supporting that this album could come sooner than later? So along with all of this pretty promising news, we did find out that Fortnite is going to be doing a collab with Juice. Now we don't know whether this is a big one, like a whole event like Travis Scott had, or just a skin that comes to the game, but this will definitely cause buzz online and get people talking, which I'm not ready for just the straight disrespect that's about to happen to Juice when this skin drops. And that's on the players, not Fortnite. This is set to come in February right now, so this would make sense first quarter, and this would be dodging all of the chaos of the huge albums dropping during January and December. I mean, we have Cardi and Kanye both in the middle of their rollouts right now, two of the most hyped albums of the year, along with whatever else is set to come that we don't know about. So even though Juice has a huge fan base, it really is his label dropping this at the end of the day. So they can only build up so much hype, I feel, because people already aren't fond of like posthumous albums. So it's really smart for them to stay clear of this late December to early January mess of albums that are dropping right now. And when it comes to the label, they're going to have such a hard time with this because like I said, it is the label dropping it, but there's so many Juice songs there, so many fans have different grails. And there's already so much hate against people like Bibby and the labels themselves just because they're kind of doing like a shit job. And from an outside perspective, they just look super money hungry and are just pretty much handling this terribly. They're not going to be able to please everyone, and this is coming from someone who's a huge Juice fan. Like, I was listening to him before the come up, that this album will be a disappointment because of that. But hey, I'm going to give everything a chance, wait till it drops before I speak bad on it, because at the end of the day, it's Juice, and he has so many bangers in the vault that they can't possibly fuck this up, right? So yeah, there could be a high chance that this drops early 2024. I'm super excited for it, so let me know what you guys think about it. When do you think this album is dropping? Are you excited? Leave it in the comments below. Thank you guys for all of your super nice comments. Here are some from the last video, and to all the new members joining, I appreciate you more than you can imagine. Like if you enjoyed the video, and to just support my channel and get more eyes on the video in general, it helps a ton. Follow OTN on all socials, join the Discord for the best music community, All of those links will be in the description down below. Subscribe for more rap content, and on that note,